This movie is so beautifully done. Like the picture, as I was watching it, the setting, it's my favorite time period.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. Did you like wearing those period
I
costumes?
did not like wearing them, but I liked the look of them. You know what I mean? I felt like sometimes beauty is pain, and this time it really was pain. But they looked amazing. They looked amazing, and some of them were vintage, and some of them were recreated for us. So it was nice to have that experience in both ways.
Now you play Aunt Sarah, who doesn't like dogs.
She does not.
How do you view her?
You know, you have to be sympathetic to a character when you're playing them, even if they're horrible. And I do think on paper that Aunt Sarah's horrible. But I tried to figure out why is she horrible. And there's a line that I ad-libbed when they're leaving with Lulu. And she says almost to herself, I didn't even get to hold her. And that kind of tells you who this woman is. She's come from wherever she lives all this way to watch the baby. And she's stuck watching this old dog, and she's a cat person. So for her, it was just such a letdown. She's heartbroken that she's in this circumstance. And I think she turns that pain that she feels on Lady. So I tried to use that as the reason. Now, that's maybe why it happened, but her actions were terrible. They ultimately led to her meeting Tramp, which is beautiful. Lady met Tramp because of Aunt Sarah, but yeah, she was pretty horrible.
Tell me about working with the dog who plays Lady. Did she meet all her marks? She was professional?
She was such a professional. The only time she ever left her mark is there was a time when I had to come downstairs. I was on the landing and I had to yell down at her. And Rose is no fool. So as soon as she heard that sternness in my voice, she was like, pew. So Matilda, our trainer, would bring me down the stairs and have me and Rose have a little moment before that. So from then on, anytime I had to yell or be mean, I would always get like 15 minutes with Rose before. So she knew, oh, that's Yvette. She's an actor like me. She's going to say something crazy, but I'm safe. So as long as she knew she was safe, she was fine. So other than that one time, she always hit her mark. She always just emoted. And you saw her little face. She has the sweetest face. So yeah, she was lovely to work with.
And tell me about all the dogs for this film.
Yes.
Like, where did they come from?
They all came from some sort of either shelter situation or foster situation. The only story I know for sure is that Monty, who plays Tramp, was found under a bridge. So he really was actually homeless and living on the streets when they found him. And he's a star. If you watch this film, he's a star. So everything he's doing, he was trained from no training to being able to hit his mark, fall in love over some spaghetti. He's a rock star. And all the dogs are now adopted. I adopted one, and some other people picked up all the others through a Disney, their own little adoption service. So all of these dogs have now found a forever home because of this film.
Tell me about the dog you adopted, because he has his own Instagram.
He does have his own Instagram. His name is Harley. His Instagram name is Mr. Harley Brown, with Mr. spelled out. He's a maniac, completely untrainable. And I found that out later because I ran into Matilda, the trainer for Lady, and I said, so I'm going to watch the film. Like, when should I look for my baby? What scene is Harley? And she said, And I said, what? She said, untrainable. He is untrainable. And I was like, you tell me, lady, I know. So yeah, he's a love bug, but completely untrainable. So yeah.
What would you say is the message of this film?
Oh, the message of the film is the same timeless themes that were in the 1955 film, which is, family matters, your friends matter, and believe in your happy ending. I think that's the bottom line. I think when Lady is lost, she doesn't think she's ever going to make it back to her home. And Tramp being on the street and with the dog catcher chasing him, I don't think he feels that he's ever going to be safe again, truly. And they never stopped believing that it was possible, and it was possible. So I think that's a lesson for all of us. Never stop believing in your happy ending.
And what I also liked about this is that rather like in the original, Tramp and Lady have puppies.
Yeah.
But in this one, you see two puppies are getting adopted at the end. So I
Yeah.
really felt there was a pro-rescue dogs
is a
message.
pro-rescue,
I felt
yeah.
like rescuing a dog at the end of this.
Yeah, and I hope that people do and understand that it's, movies with cute dogs always send people usually to boutiques to find that exact cute dog. It's not about a cute dog. It's about a dog that needs a home. And they might be one-eyed or one-legged, or they might be a little scruffier than you like. They may not be a pure breed. They probably won't be a pure breed. But you're supposed to find a place for them to rest, right? And I think it's important to not get a dog unless you also want to give them a good life. A lot of people will get a dog because they want a dog. What kind of life can you provide a dog? And you want to make sure that it's a safe environment and a place where they feel loved. So I hope that that's what people get from this film, and that people will run to shelters and rescue these animals.
Very well put.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much
Thank
for
you
talking to
so
me today
much.
and for rescuing your little
My
munchkin.
pleasure. Thank you.